Hello, my name is Zennon Ulyate-Crow. I'm here with Radio Abundance, live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm here with Jonathan Hale. Jonathan, you want to introduce yourself and what you did for our community?
Yeah, hey, how's it going? My name's Jonathan, and what I did was I organized a group of neighbors. We painted a set of crosswalks here at Stoner Park, and we got the city to remove them, and then the city repainted them. We took advantage of the backlash from them getting removed to force the city to repaint the crosswalks and make other improvements around the park, which we're really excited about.
So, Johnny, can you tell me more about how these crosswalks came to be?
Yeah, so we started out, I got together a group of my friends and neighbors, and we painted crosswalks at the corners of Stoner Park. We figured that crosswalks near a park, near schools, near daycare should be the default, especially with summer camp right around the corner. This was at the start of the summer when we painted these. And so we decided we were going to paint crosswalks. We knew that there was no quote unquote right way to do it, so we did our best. And I don't think a lot of people noticed at first. But then the West Side Current, a local paper, published a story about the crosswalks, and then that led to the city removing them. We took advantage of the fact that the city removed them and the backlash that generated to call for the city to repaint the crosswalks and make improvements to the park, which they did. So you can see the new city painted official crosswalks here behind me.
So, Jonathan, tell me more about why this crosswalk was so important for the community.
Yeah, I think it's important, well, because it's a park and I go here a lot. I know there's always a lot of kids here. But more importantly than that, I think this represents the city saying, okay, it's time to stop letting the perfect be the enemy of the good and actually get stuff done, which they did. The city replaced this crosswalk within a week of it getting removed. And that was because of the backlash and because our neighbors reached out and pressed the city to get this done.
So, Jonathan, why do you think it took the city so long to install a crosswalk right next to a park where kids play every single day?
I think the city is worried about the liability risk, and frankly, I don't think there's a lot of willpower to get basic quality of life improvements done. Too often, I think we say it is what it is, or that's just the way things are, and we say that as if it were the solution and not the problem itself. And I think hopefully this sheds some light on the fact that this is the problem, and we need to change the status quo.
So, Jonathan, you mentioned that there's one other thing nearby that is another example of the failure of LA city governance to get things done. You want to talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're actually a couple houses down from 1747 Stoner, which is the site of an ED1 project. That's 100% affordable housing built that gets around parking requirements because it's affordable. It's non-subsidized affordable housing. And there's so much community resistance to this affordable housing and round after round of community input and meetings that we don't need because people's lives are at stake. Just like here with the crosswalks, people's lives are at stake. If we don't make these improvements, somebody will get hurt. With housing, people's lives are at stake because if we don't build housing, people will become homeless and people will struggle to pay their rent. And so I think this is just an example of how we need to get things done across the board because the stakes are high and we need to stop waffling about this stuff.
So, Jonathan, can you tell me what's next for the crosswalk movement?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I guess for starters, I'm not really affiliated with an organization. I get help from the Crosswalk Collective. They're an amazing group that does work mostly in Hollywood and Mid City. But I think the point of this is that we need to cultivate this culture of civic engagement and community building, and we need to stop pretending like this is somebody else's problem. It's our problem. It's all of our problem. So the thing that's next is on this Sunday we're going to be painting crosswalks in Venice and then going to Ciclavia, and the city has agreed to a meeting where we're going to talk about infrastructure improvements and practical things that we can do to speed up our bureaucratic processes and get stuff done, which I'm excited about. But in the meantime, we'll keep painting crosswalks. We'll keep doing guerrilla urbanism until the city actually demonstrates it's serious about getting stuff done.
So, we have one other special surprise guest on this episode of Radio Abundance. Rigby, what do you have to say about these crosswalks?
Rigby Smith.
Thank you, Rigby. Thank you for contributing to Radio Abundance.